Recordad que si va lagueado, decídmelo, porque estoy streameando, jugando y renderizando un vídeo a la vez y no sé si se me va a quemar la casa. Está muy desincronizado y reinicié y se puso mejor. Bueno, si eso mejora, prueba también. Pero ya te digo, un stream casi nunca va a ir exactamente igual que el chat, a no ser que tengas programa de afiliados. Pero si te ayuda, haz refresh. The end is never. The end is never. El final es nunca.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Vale. El empleado 427, nos llamamos Stanley, somos Stanley, y se nos manda siempre, bueno, se le manda siempre desde un ordenador las acciones que debe seguir, y hasta que un día el ordenador no le dice nada, y ahora estamos en ese día. Los controles no me los han dicho en ningún momento, pero... Se oye algo, ¿no? Hostia, a diferencia de los dos juegos del otro día, este se mueve que parece que se haya metido 3 rayas de coca. Va muy deprisa.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes. But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
He cerrado la puerta y se ha
In
repetido.
here I can be happy forever. I will be happy.
Has tomado la decisión de no salir de la
Stanley
sala.
waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
O sea, veo que depende de las decisiones que tomes, el juego acaba de golpe, tiene como finales diferentes. Y ahora hemos hecho... Hay un final que es este, no salir de la habitación, y lo hemos hecho 2 veces. Porque tenemos exceso de IQ. Vale. De momento ya ha habido progreso. Ajá. No se puede abrir nada de momento.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Vale, o sea, el narrador se anticipa siempre a nuestras acciones. Es como que nos dictamina lo que tendríamos que hacer o lo que se supone que tendríamos que hacer. Y no sé si hacerle caso o romper el pacto. Vamos a no hacerle caso. Es más interesante.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ajá.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Vale. Se paró apreciándolo todo.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Es que no se puede interactuar con nada de momento.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Primera puerta abierta a su izquierda. Me debería haber quedado un poco más a ver qué decía en la habitación en la que acabamos de estar. Que se estaba poniendo un poco nervioso. Vale, primera puerta abierta a la izquierda. No sé si no hacerle caso siempre o hacerle caso en cosas y en otras no. Vamos a seguir sin hacerle caso, a ver qué pasa. Nos ha cerrado la puerta siempre que entramos en una...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Vale. Jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Penalty for issue with the cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. Vale.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Se está enfadando, sí, sí. No le hemos hecho caso en ninguna situación. Y ahora está diciendo que más que por nosotros lo hagamos por ella. Métele de hostias. Cuarto oscuro. No se puede ir por ningún otro sitio. No. Ok.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Vamos a esperarnos. Ah, no, coño. Hay un enchufe. ¿Lo podemos desenchufar?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double-check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Estoy flipando. Practice. Práctica. ¿Qué? ¿Práctica qué?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, If you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Vale. Había medio vídeo. Estaba sin subtítulos. Y luego han aparecido subtítulos, pero estaban en inglés. Y han aparecido después de lo de practice, que le he dado clic. No sé. En la primera parte del vídeo decía que no te relaciones con personas que no te den respuestas sensatas. Que huyas de esas conversaciones. Y ponía el ejemplo de un chico que podía o salvar a huérfanos africanos o quemarlos. Y que había una de esas dos decisiones que era claramente la incorrecta y que si la hubiese escogido no sería una persona con raciocinio. Y ahora estamos aquí. Y por el choque en el guión del narrador o ente que nos está guiando, el escenario está como glitch, es como un glitch de texto. El teléfono no funciona. Nos ha dicho que salgamos, así que... Vale. Estamos haciendo el camino al revés. Vale.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Precaución, no mientas. Si estás mintiendo ahora mismo, para. Miente.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Vale. Tomar la puerta de la izquierda para acabar. Es que ahora es como que todo... O sea, después de del vídeo que nos han puesto, como para reflexionar, es todo muy lineal. O sea, no hay diversidad de elecciones. Está todo cerrado, pasillo recto.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Vale, o sea, es como estamos recapitulando como si estuviésemos entrando por aquí y volviendo a lo de antes. Entró por la puerta a la izquierda. ¿Volvemos a engañar? ¿O le hacemos caso? ¿Qué hacemos? Engaña. ¿Un engaña? Fuck sapos, que es hacerle caso, supongo. 1-1. ¿Pero qué es facsapos? ¿El narrador es un sapo y lo engañamos? Engaña, a ver qué pasa. 2 engañas. Vale, pues volvemos a engañar.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Vale, se está empezando a buguear el escenario. Mira, el número de las puertas. Ahí hay una estantería que está como entre medio de la pared. Las texturas se están rompiendo. Vuelve antes de que sea demasiado tarde. ¿Volvemos o seguimos? Va a crashear. Imagínate que te apaga el PC. Ya me jodería, ¿eh? Que me cierre el juego me da igual, bro. Del bug. Pues si me apaga el PC... Bye bye directo. ¿Qué hacemos? No creo que un juego te apague el PC. ¿Volvemos para atrás o seguimos? No puedes arrepentirte de la decisión que tomaste. Let's go. Toda la razón. Vamos para adelante. Hostias. Pedazo silla, ¿eh? Para problemas de la espalda. Sigue adelante. Tú dale nomás. Buah, pero no se abre esto, ¿eh? Claro, es que a ver, en verdad ya me gustaría a mí abrir esta puerta con lo que está pasando. Que sean 2 puertas mezcladas. Hostia, pues no se puede hacer nada aquí, creo. O sea, la puerta está rotísima. Si salimos y volvemos a entrar. Pues creo que no nos va a dejar tomar la decisión. Se cansó de ser buena onda, pues sí, sí. Pues no podemos tomar la decisión, tenemos que hacerle caso sí o sí. Y por aquí tampoco se puede salir. Así que... izquierda. No se cierra la puerta. Ok.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to. I'm still here in this pile of rubbish, with you, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Diseños de opciones si solo quieres que vaya por una en específico. Pues todo el sentido del mundo. Acabamos de salir de una sala donde estaba todo roto. El tío se ha visto forzado como a apagar el juego, pero nos hemos quedado dentro con él. El tío estaba decepcionado con nosotros diciendo que Stanley siempre seguía sus órdenes sin resistir y que nosotros solo estamos haciendo más que romperle los esquemas. Y hemos vuelto aquí. Bites the dust. Las jojo referencias. ¿Qué hacemos? Es que no sé si... El narrador dijo, debo apagar el juego. Pensé que literal lo haría. Yo también, por lo que habíais dicho antes. Si le hacemos caso, en teoría, se acaba. Porque es lo que él quiere. Pero si no le hacemos caso... No sé si vamos a entrar en un bucle de hacer todo el rato lo mismo, porque tampoco quiero hacer eso, porque tiene que ser súper aburrido ver un stream en bucle. Pero me pica la curiosidad. Además, los cabrones, si fuera un pasillo recto, yo ahora mismo estaría viendo qué hay en ese pasillo, pero lo hacen en forma de L para que no vea qué hay al otro lado. Si siguen los muebles con efecto glitch, las texturas rotas y todo. Y carráscate. Solo por curiosidad voy a ir por la derecha.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No sé si hay algún sistema de decisiones detrás del juego. En plan, que se van como acumulando. Tipo, si fallas 3 veces, se te reinicia y como que se te abren más ramificaciones del progreso de la historia. Pero si no es así, no me acaba de gustar lo de que te encasillen como... Esa falsa elección, como de sí, puedes elegir, pero si haces una todo el rato te volvemos para atrás.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
¿Te imaginas que el narrador recuerde todos los fallos y en una partida del juego se canse? Puntazo, ¿eh? O sea, desde el punto de vista del game design, para crear esa base de programación sería una locura, pero sería un puntazo. Creo que ahora estás en la línea de juego normal. Sí, es que es eso. O sea, te dan como a elegir, pero si sigues una ramificación en la que te desvías mucho, te vuelven al principio como fin... Es que tampoco es final, porque no es en plan se acaba el juego ahí. Te vuelven al principio como para volver a centrarte donde estabas. No sé, no me acaba de gustar eso. The boss appreciation minute. Your boss appreciation... Nice. Típico PowerPoint de clase. Que lo estás leyendo y se pasan 2 segundos. Pues tomar por culo. Ya no te leo. Seguro que si nos quedamos aquí a ver el PowerPoint hasta que acabe, pasa algo. Pero no lo quiero hacer porque para vosotros va a ser un coñazo, pero seguro. Porque cuando nos hemos quedado en la sala de antes, el narrador se estaba volviendo loco. Broom Closet, el cuarto de las escobas, de la limpieza. El hijo normal, síguele sin hacer caso a partir de ahora.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Vale, es que no hay otra opción. Camino hacia arriba, pues es que no se puede hacer otra cosa. Seguramente, pero es un dolor de huevos esperar, sí. No lo voy a hacer más que nada por vosotros. Y si estuviese yo jugando solo, seguramente lo haría. Solo por la curiosidad, pero nada. Vale. Ojito, la mansión. Esto se queda abierto también. No se queda abierto. Sí, yo igual. Vale, esto es la sala del jefe. Que de hecho el cuadro que está detrás es el logo barra icono del juego. Y esto no se puede abrir, así que solo podemos ir por aquí.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Vale. Night Shark, tiburón nocturno 115. Era el código que había dicho que habíamos visto en el ordenador del jefe.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
Ahora voy.
He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Ajá. Esto. Speak clearly into the receiver. Night Shark
I'm sorry,
115.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Si le estoy hablando. Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? You listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right.
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
O sea, estamos en el techo de la habitación de las... No podemos hacer... No podíamos hacer nada. Y el narrador le estaba hablando a Stanley, que estaba quieto como super tri... Hostia, estamos al principio. Y estaban apareciendo...